Ukrainian customs and traditions. The Ukrainians are proud of their traditions. They sometimes don't think about them as traditions, cause it's usual way of life. This video tells about common customs and traditions, which are actual every day and can be devoted to different holidays. Embroidered shirt. Vyshyvanka. It's a Ukrainian trend that came from the early days of its history. Both men and women wear embroidered shirts on holidays, festivals, and different kinds of celebrations. Not only shirts, but dresses, skirts, jackets, suits contain elements of embroidery in modern clothing. Various patterns depend on geographical position and culture. Sometimes they don't have any meaning, but feature only beauty. Gardens. All Ukrainians are fond of gardening. They work not only in flower or fruit gardens, but also in vegetable ones. People who live in private houses have a piece of land where they grow fruit and vegetables. The most popular fruit trees are pear, apple, apricot, peach, plum, cherry, walnut, mulberry trees. In their vegetable gardens, they grow onions, garlics, beets, cucumbers, tomatoes, potatoes, beans, corn, carrots, pumpkin, squashes, eggplants, peppers, cabbage, and greens. A well-known photo of Ukrainian warriors shows the Ukrainian passion to growing. Fertile Ukrainian soil gives a rich crop. People who don't have any piece of land have little flower and vegetable gardens on their windowsills and balconies. Pets. Most of Ukrainians adore pets. They have aquarium fish, rats, guinea pigs, and parrots. But they give most of their love to cats and dogs. These animals are considered to be members of the family. People look after them, buy special food, and visit vets. During the war in 2022, the Ukrainians who had to leave their homes not to be killed by enemies took cats and dogs with them. Some pets became national symbols. Compote. Compote is a compulsory drink in most Ukrainian families. As there are a lot of fruit everywhere, in the gardens, markets, and stores, people put them in boiling water and cook a fresh and useful drink. A winter variant of compote is called uzvar. Uzvar is cooked of dried fruit and water. Borshch. Borshch is a traditional soup in Ukraine. All Ukrainian women cook borshch in their families. That's why there are a lot of recipes of borshch. To cook this traditional dish, you need meat, potato, beet, carrot, onion, garlic, tomato, pepper, cabbage, and greens. Borshch is served with sour cream. When scientists calculate the price rising in Ukraine, they calculate the price of borshch's ingredients. Storing. Either British word tins or American cans, these words are actual for Ukrainian passion to storing. All Ukrainian hostesses cook vegetables, fruit, salad, jam, and ketchup for keeping during long winter period of time. They put jars in storerooms or cellars. They also try to have a great storing of flour, sugar, sunflower oil, etc. Storing is in Ukrainian blood. The origin of it goes to the period of time when almost 100 years ago a lot of Ukrainians suffered and starved to death during the genocide that was organized by the Soviet regime. Herbals. Ukrainian people like treating themselves with herbals. Each Ukrainian mother knows what herbals help to cure coughing. If you have a high temperature, you need raspberry. If you have any cut, you need plantain. If you have a sore throat, you need to gargle it with calendula. A lot of problems with skin are cured with herbals. Some old ladies gather herbals, dry them and sell. And of course, herbal tea is very popular among people. Religion. Most Ukrainians are religious people. Orthodox Christianity is the most popular religion, and its churches are the most numerous. There are also other Christian churches, and there are Muslim mosques. The personality of a priest, Batyushka, is very important in different ceremonies, like funerals and weddings. Batyushka reads, preaches, and blesses people and things. Water. Water is the component of many Ukrainian customs and traditions. In the church, people are blessed with water. In winter on Водохреща, people go to the river to dive in cold water to be blessed for the next year. Before Easter, on Pure Thursday, Ukrainians wash themselves in the early morning. It's also a tradition to have a well in the yard, to have natural water which the earth gives. Singing. Ukrainians are fond of singing, and their voices are really beautiful. Ukrainian words contain a lot of vowels that makes the Ukrainian language good for singing. All cities, towns, and villages have professional or amateur bands or choirs. Ukrainians sing sitting at the tables at the parties. Singing is really in Ukrainian blood. They sing in joy and sorrow while fighting and winning. Embroidery. The tradition of embroidery goes back to the history of Ukraine. Embroidered towels are the core things at festivals and celebrations. Girls, women, and old ladies have embroidery as a hobby. They embroider shirts, towels, pillows, and pictures. Embroidered handmaids are valuable and expensive. Sport. Sport is very popular among Ukrainians. There are a lot of sport centers and stadiums in the country where people can play billiards, bowling, tennis, football, and so on. Ukrainians like playing football, basketball, and volleyball. All people understand the importance of sport, so everyone can see young boys and girls running on the tracks just for keeping fit. Walking with Nordic walking sticks is popular among adults. Witches. Do you believe in witches and wizards? You may believe or not believe, but in Ukraine there is an ancient tradition to visit good witches. They cure kids, whisper praise, relieve pain, predict future, open secrets, and cast spells. Some Ukrainians really believe and go to them for help, and before making a very important decision. While people in the world dress as witches on Halloween, Ukrainian witches dress as common people every day. Nature. Ukrainians feel nature with their souls and bodies. That's why all people try to be connected with nature in their free time. They go fishing, go to the forest to keep mushrooms and berries. It's popular to go to the forest or to the bank of the river or any other place in the open air to have a barbecue and enjoy nature. Nature in Ukraine is really beautiful. Admiring nature makes Ukrainians' inner world richer and purer. Higher education. There is no doubt education is very important for everyone. In Ukraine, there are more than 300 universities and academies. It has become a tradition for young people to get a higher education in Ukrainian society. It is even possible for hairdressers, dancers, and mechanics to get bachelor's degree. Folk science. As Ukrainians are very close to nature, they understand environment's language. They watch and notice many things. If November is late, winter is long. Stars are bright in winter, it will be frosty. A cat is licking itself, guests will come. And every Ukrainian looking at the pink sky in the morning knows it will rain. Whitewashing. In spring, Ukrainian people whitewash trees. They add water to lime and use a special brush for whitewashing. It is known that whitewashing protects young trees from harmful plants and insects. But people often whitewash trees just for making them beautiful. Winemaking. A lot of Ukrainians have cellars and they store homemade wine and other strong drinks there. Rich harvest of grapes, apples, plums, cherries, raspberries enable Ukrainians to make wine and fruit liqueur. All guests have an opportunity to taste them. It is compulsory to say the drinks are too delicious to make hosts happy. Humour. It is a Ukrainian tradition to find a humorous side in any event, either good or bad. There is a lot of humor in Cossack stories and in the stories of Ukrainian writers. There are comedy TV programs and videos in the internet. A Ukrainian city, Odessa, is the home of humor. Usual reaction of Ukrainians to any event is making memes and photoshopping. Freedom. All Ukrainian life is influenced by the word freedom. The history of Ukraine is the witness of endless struggle to have an independent state. Unfortunately, some enemies want to take Ukraine because this land is too precious. Fortunately, it's a Ukrainian tradition, early or late, to win in all struggles for will and freedom.